but we are going to go back through that and hopefully get that set up and get everybody up to date with the new reports. So if you weren't on last week with the new EPIC updates, we had a class and we went through all the new updates, and the main thing was the suspense reports. So any of your reports that have to do with suspense, you're not receiving them. So we set up the reports and it kind of was a nightmare. So we're going to go back through that. And then again tomorrow, I'm going to do another servicing help with setting up reports if you guys can't stay on the line longer today. And then we'll go through any suspense issues if we have time. And remember, always email your questions to training@asnoa.net, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Chat in your questions, raise your hand. So the chat is on your go-to training menu. There is a little area on there that says chat. You can just click on there, type in your question to me, and we will get those answered as soon as possible. Also, asnoa.com, please log in, create an account. You're going to find all of our member resources here to join any of our training schedules. I know I'm going through this a little fast, but we went through this the other day. I don't want to bore any of you guys that are on again, which I'm so excited. And I need your 2019 sales goal. So any of you that are using the dashboard, I'm going to need to set up your 2019 sales goals for your agencies, for your producers. You guys can create different sales teams if you want for the agency, for producers, for different carriers, for personal lines, for commercial lines, whatever it may be, we can create those sales teams for you. So please, don't chat them into me. If you could just email training@asnoa.net with your sales goals, I would greatly appreciate that. Remember, you can still sign up for Kathy's Small Business Commercial Lines course, and we will get you an email out letting you know that you are registered for this class. It is 6 chapters. She goes through, it's just an introduction into small business commercial, BOP, auto, work comp, umbrella, and then my favorite is the small business commercial insurance marketing. That is amazing for marketing to your clients and to getting your name out there. You can find all of this information monthly in our ASNOA Advantage newsletter. We are really excited about that. You can find us on YouTube. So we're going to have this and last week's EPIC 2018 recording will be on here. It's also housed on our website. All right, at the end, you're going to get an evaluation. Please let me know how we're doing. Please let me know what you would like to see in the next Live with Laura. We are working on the renewals manager, so that is something new. So we're hoping to have that on our next Live with Laura in January. All right, so we are going to go ahead and we are going to get into reports and marketing. So from your home screen, you're going to click on reports and marketing. And if you scroll down, or maybe you'll just see it, there is a holiday card client list in your My Reports and Reports and Marketing. Everybody should have this in there. I put that on for you. If you have somebody else in your agency, so Pete, I also sent that report to Sharon, so she should have it as well. Heather, your staff should have that. So if anybody doesn't have it that's in your office and they want that report, it's the holiday card client list, just chat that into me and I'll make sure that I get that to them. All right, so Gary, Stephen also has that, so you both will have this client list. If you edit this report and you click on branch, I already have your agency listed in the branch, so you should have that in here. All right, so I'm going to just go back to my reports and the holiday card client list. If you click on Actions, you're going to generate this report. A client list report, we're going to generate it, and it's going to save as an Excel spreadsheet. So when I generate this report, it's going to ask me to save it onto my document. So I can save this, whatever I want to call it, if it's going to be holiday card or if it's going to be just a client list for sending mail, whatever it may be, you can go ahead and save that. And Heather, if you don't mind, I am on yours. Heather, do you mind if I show yours? I'm just going to really quickly open this up, and it's an Excel spreadsheet. And if you have more than one branch, it is going to put all of your branches in. So if you click on Client List, it's going to give you, by your branch, your client list, your active clients. So it's active clients with at least one current or renewed policy. So you can take that report and you can print labels or just go off the report. I know that our Allegiance Insurance, they had a time where they just went in and everybody hand wrote all of the cards out to all of their clients. Have a party, have some lunch, get those cards out. All right, any questions? Yes, that would include your commercial clients. If you were only going to select, you didn't want commercial, you only want to do personal lines, go ahead and go back into that report and edit the criteria. So that's going to include your book of business for your active clients with at least one current or renewed policy. Now remember, your reports are only as good as the information that you put in Epic. So if you are not making sure that your past expiration report is updated, you might be losing some of those clients on these reports for your client list. If you wanted to, you could use this same report and change the client type to prospects, and you can run a report and mark it to your prospects. All you have to do is change that client type to prospect, change the condition of the policies to no current or renewed policies. That will pull all of your prospects. Any questions on that? You want me to go back through that again? All right, so from your home screen, you're going to click on Reports and Marketing. You're going to go to your holiday card client list. You're going to go to Actions, and you're going to generate the report. Once you generate that report, it's going to ask you to save it onto your documents, and then it will ask you to open up that client list. When that spreadsheet opens up, you're going to have to click on the bottom Client List Report to see those policies, all your client lists. Okay? You can remove columns if need be. So that address 2, you could remove those and you can send those off to your printer for labels or handwrite them. Okay, so that's your holiday card client list. And Jason, I put that onto your dad's report too, so he has that. And Kathy Lori has it too. All right. Does anybody have any questions in regards to those new reports that we generated last week? Or was anybody not on there? So what we did is we have these new reports, and they're the communications reports. We have the claims received, policy exceptions, policies received, and then we added another one on here called your unassigned items in suspense, by your branch code. So everybody has those reports in their My Reports. So we set those all up last week during our session, but I'd like to go back through them again. And I would like somebody to raise their hand if they would like me to show their screen and we can walk through that together, because I know how important these reports are. So we need to make sure that they are updated. All right. All right, Gary. All right, Gary, you are unmuted. Are you there?
I am.
All right, so Gary, I'm going to make you presenter.
Okay.
Is that okay if we set up these reports with everybody so they can see them? Because I kind of think that we're all in the same boat with these reports.
Oh, wait, I got to give you control. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You know I like control.
Okay.
Gary's like, yeah, Laura, I know that. I've worked with you a long time. I know that.
Show, and then show my screen. Okay.
Show your screen. So I got a question here in regards to the other reports. All these quick reports. All these reports can be put on your home screen. So we can have availability to those quickly. All right.
So you probably need me to drag over my, here, let's see. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So guys, chat in your questions. I love all the questions that are coming in. Let me know if you have any questions in regards to these reports, and then we'll work on doing the package policy. Okay, so this, if you look at, if everybody can see the screen, you'll know that it's scheduled when you see a date here next to scheduled, okay? So if we edit this report, and I know we had a lot of issues with getting these reports set up, so I want to walk through this. The claims received report is based off of producer. So you want to put everybody that is a producer within your agency, and you're going to have them in the selected area. Okay, the report comes through. It'll show you all your clients. All right, is that everybody?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to do -1 day, and we're going to include the perimeter page. All right, so we're all good. We're going to come over here to delivery option. And some of you who were not on our session last week, after we're all done today, I'll just stay on the line so we can go through all of your reports. All right, so we have this report is going to Gary. So we are going to, if some of you have your notify only checked, uncheck it, get rid of the printer, and put your email address. So this is how it should look. So the perimeter page that we included shows us, if you ever have any questions on a report and you send it to me and you say, what am I doing with this report? What's included with this report? I can look at that perimeter page and I'll see, okay, it's for this branch. It includes this producer. So if you send me and say, hey, why isn't it including my other branch? I'll be able to see why it's not including that branch. Maybe it's not included on there, or that producer. So we can take a look at that. So that's why we like that perimeter page to be listed. Otherwise, we have no idea how it was scheduled unless we do a quick web session like we are today. All right, so that's what it should look like. And then you're going to click Finish. If you wanted this report to go to Stephen or to anybody else in your agency, you are going to click on the plus sign. It's the new plus sign, no more piece of paper, and you're going to look up your recipient. You're going to look up your employee. Do you want him added on here, or is he going to get his own?
We can add him if you want, sure.
All right, so we're all set. We have to get rid of that printer. I know a lot of you, when you were setting these up, forgot to get rid of the printer. You do not want these to print on your printer if it's an everyday. You want to save some trees, and you're going to put in the email address. If you choose to print them, absolutely have at it, but you probably don't want to. And then if you want to add somebody else, click the add, or you're going to go ahead and click finish. It's going to show you right here your recipients that are going to receive this email. So this one's going to go from, you got your email address in here, so it should be your email address, not mine, not Kathy's, not Agnes's. You don't want anybody else's email address in there but your own. So choose that drop down and make sure that we have your email in there. If you have a new email address and it's not showing the correct one, let us know and we will get that updated. Stacy, you're all set with your new email, correct? I think we put that in there. If we didn't, please chat me so I can make sure. I thought we remembered to do that. Oh, good. Great. So she's all set. Then you're going to go down to the scheduling, and you want to schedule this report. So we like to see the claims report every day. So go into December, and we'll go till tomorrow. We got 9 a.m. You can do anything after 9 a.m. whenever you want to see these reports. That's fine. Don't do them any earlier, because when Joanna comes in the morning, she runs all of the updates in suspense. So if it's not done running by the time this report runs, it's not going to show anything new on it. All right, your reoccurrence is going to be every day, Monday through Friday. All right, so this is what your screen should look like. You're going to have your report recipients in here. If it says print, edit that person. Edit that person and take that printer out of there. Please take that printer out. All right, so everything is set up. We got all the criteria. We got the delivery options. And then we're going to go up to actions and we're going to generate this report. It's been scheduled. That's how we want it to do. It's going to come every day to you guys, and it's going to show the claims received report. We know it's scheduled because now it's going to come tomorrow. Has anybody got any questions on that? Or raise your hand if you want me to go through yours, and we can do that. All right, so we have all of these set up. Looks like you got them all set up. You want me just to check them?
Sure.
All right, you got your branch. You got to make sure that you have your branch listed and your transaction type for your exceptions report. We're on the policies exceptions. Make sure your branch is in there -7 days and your transaction type. This report is going to show you what policies downloaded into your account with an increase in premium of 10% for personal lines and 5% for commercial lines. And I know that some of you would like that increased a little, but it is global, so all we can do is have it set to the 10% and 5%. Okay? All right, so you are all set, and I'm going to mute you. Stacy, did you have a question? I unmuted you, Stacy. No? Okay. Tasha, did you have a question?
Yeah, but I don't know if you're going into the other reports. I was in the suspense with the branch code one, and I had gotten it to delivery options and then tried to generate the report, and it didn't generate.
The unassigned items in suspense by branch code?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're just going to stay on, we're just going to use you, Gary, here. All right, so we're going to go to the, back to our My Reports, because this is another report that's going to show you what's sitting in suspense was under your branch code. So we want to see this report every day because we want to know what's sitting in suspense. And if you were not on last week, we are going to wipe suspense come January 1st. It is going to be completely wiped out. We're starting fresh. So we're going to edit this report, and we're going to go to branch. We double arrow everybody up, and then we pull down our branch. Double arrow everybody up, find your branch, single arrow down. So in the selected, it is just your branch listed. If you have more than one branches, please bring all of them down. Your session date's going to be -1 day. And your status, everything from suspense. We're going to include that perimeter page. Then we click on our delivery options. And this is where we're going to come in and add in who's going to be receiving this report. Uncheck notify only, delete that printer. Choose your email address and click finish. If you need to add anybody else in, you're going to click add. You're going to locate your employee, your partner, whoever it may be, your staff, and then click finish. Everybody with me? If you're not, please chat or raise your hand, and I will go over that again. Get rid of your printer and put in your email address, and then click finish. All right, in the subject line, I'm going to put unassigned, if I can spell. And this is going to be by the branch code. This is by your branch code that's sitting in suspense. So you're going to change the from email, and then you're going to schedule it. So anything in this report is going to show you what's sitting in suspense by your branch. And we can go in that when we're done, and I can show you how to search by your branch code. If you'd rather go in, search by your branch code or this report. So this report is an everyday, Monday through Friday report. All right, Tasha, did we get to the point of where you needed help with?
Yep, got through it and it generated, so it was good.
Okay, yay. All right, then we're going to go into, to generate this report, we're going to click yes. And then when we X out of it, it's going to be scheduled for the guys to receive it every day, Monday through Friday, starting tomorrow. All right, I'm glad that you got that together, Tasha. Let me know if you got any other questions on that. All right, this is the unassigned items in suspense without a branch code. So most of the carriers are downloading with the branch code, but there are some carriers like Progressive that is not putting the branch codes on the downloads yet. Something that should be coming in the future. We don't have a date for it, but it seems to be a pain point for most people. So this report, if you want this scheduled, it's like 30 pages long. I can show you what it looks like, but I will not schedule it. Gary, chat me in if you want me to schedule this for you. All right, so we are going to take, all right, so it's all of the unassigned ones. All right, so we have, it should already be set for you for all the unassigned, and it's -1 day, everything in suspense. And I am going to print preview this. It's a very large report. Some of you prefer to go in and look at just the It's 14 pages. Hey, that's not bad. So some of you like to just go in and search by your state, which is great. It probably saves you enough time. But this is 14 pages, and it's showing you what you would like, or it's going to show you what's sitting in suspense by no branch code. There's no branch code, so we don't know who these belong to because they downloaded without that branch code. And it looks like here's already somebody that assigned theirs in there. So I'm going to have to take a look at that one. All right, so this is showing you all of them. If anybody would like to schedule that and they would like me to go over that, please let me know and I can get that scheduled for you. Gary, do you want this scheduled?
No, I think we're pretty good with keeping stuff out of suspense.
You guys are real good.
But thank you.
So, you're welcome. All right, so this report is here, and we're not going to schedule it. But anytime, let's say, he's bored. Gary's like, hey, I think I'm just going to go in and check out suspense. So we're going to save this report for him. So when he's bored, all he has to come in here and go into print preview. So if you don't want to schedule this, you can always highlight a report at any time and go to print preview. Please don't go to actions and generate the report because then it's going to schedule that report again for you. So we want to make sure that you are not scheduling those reports again. All right. Does anybody have any questions on that? I want to look at something. Somebody asked if we could do this by state. And we can do it by branch. We could do it, what we could do, let me see. We could do it just by your Illinois. So we could do it by Indiana. So Tasha, if you wanted to schedule this just by state, you'll have to change the agency and then bring everybody's down by branch. So you can do that just by Indiana if you wanted to. Does that answer your question on that one? All right. So here we are. We got all the reports. If somebody wants me to do it again, please raise your hand or chat it in, and I'll show you how to do those reports again. Or hang on the line a little bit and afterwards, and I can help you individually do that. So I am going to go back and make myself presenter again. Here we go. All right, perfect. All right, so if everybody's good with that, I want to show you guys how to enter in a package policy. So if you don't have your package policy entered in Epic correctly, it's not going to download. So we want to make sure that we are getting all of these entered in correctly. Is everybody ready for me to go move on? Perfect. All right, so I'm going to locate my test client here. All right, so let's find our client. If some of your carriers, we don't write in all the states all the same carriers. So when I use NatGen as an example, you might not have that in the different states. But right now, NatGen, we have a lot of agents that are writing a lot of business with them, and they write as a package policy. So if you take a look at this first example right up at the top of my screen, can you guys see my screen? Somebody raise your hand if you can see my screen. Thanks, guys. All right, this first one is wrong. And it's wrong because we still have this PCK1 in. So underneath it is what it's supposed to look like. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we'll go back through it a little slower. So if you want to open up your other screen, if you want to go into one of my Redbud accounts and you want to practice this as well, or maybe you have one right now that you want to enter in, grab that information and then we can take a look at it. Sometimes I have a question in regards to the package policy with an out of sequence. The out of sequence should be coming through, but if it's still sitting in suspense, if you have one that says out of sequence because your package policy, or if it's not even a package policy, you're going to process the download policy suspense item to let those downloads come through. So we can go through that a little bit later. But right now, let's go ahead and we're going to add. You're going to use this same way, even if it's commercial. So some of your commercials, a package. Remember, a package is a package if it's more than one. So you don't want to put in a package for just an auto or just a home. You're going to put in a package for more than one. If you're writing MetLife, MetLife is, when they issue their policies, they issue them with the same policy numbers. But when you enter those policies into Epic, if it's a Grand Protect home, so it's a GH, and then the policy numbers, that's not considered a package. So we don't put MetLife in as a package. So let's put in our policy number, and then we're going to put in our date. Please don't ever use the structure on one of your own policies or when you're adding an account into my training clients. I appreciate it. I love the commission. Just kidding. I don't get paid commission on it, but I want you to get paid commission on it. But if it's sitting in my training structure, accounting doesn't see it because they don't see anything that goes on with my training. So I do have a report, so if it does happen, I move them out of there for you. All right, so we are going to add this package in, and it doesn't even matter about that checking that default commission, but we will do that. So we're going to put in NatGen, which is under GMAC. All right, they used to be GMAC, now they are National General. So now you're going to always make sure you're using GMAC. I know it's a little confusing, but if you ever have any questions on which carrier, just shoot me an email and I can always let you guys know. When you're issuing a company for Nationwide, it's under Allied. So remember that. If not, just shoot me an email. I'm just going to check this. It's going to be 0 because it doesn't know what the package amount is. The premium. And now we're going to click detail. We're going to enter in the package. All right. It is a contracted package. We got in our date. We got in our issuing company, and we're going to click detail. Here's where we're going to want to add in that line of business. We're adding the package. I'm going to close out of that activity because I'm going to leave my follow-up on download activity open. Here's my line of businesses. Okay? I need to add in the other lines of business. So I'm going to add in the auto. All right, I still have that information, and I need to check the default commission agreement box. And now I'm going to put in just the premium for the auto and click the calculate. All right, perfect. So now we're only putting in the auto premium. Now we're going to add in the other lines. So if it's a home, we're going to add in the home. It still keeps our profit center, our issuing company, and we check the default commission agreement. And now we're going to put in just the premium for the home. And because this is my training client, I don't have all the percentages. You should have your percentages when you check that default commission agreement. If that default commission agreement, if that percentage is wrong, I would love for you to shoot me an email and say that is not set up right for our state. And then we can take a look at it. But it should be correct. If not, we can fix it. And now we're going to click finish because we have our lines of business in. Before we're done with this, we have to go back in and delete the PCK1. We have to delete this in order for our downloads to come through. So all I did was click the X and delete it. You all should have rights to delete those policies. If you don't, please chat it, raise your hand, do something so we can make sure Agnes gets that all set up so you all have rights to delete that PCK1. Or if you're putting in a commercial one, that you have those rights. Brandy can't delete rights. All right. And Stacy doesn't either. Tasha, too, for Brian, I sent in the holiday card for his branch, too, so he should have that sitting in his branch. We're going to get those rights set up for you guys, too. All right, so right now we have the package in our auto and our home. If we need to add an umbrella, we can add in the umbrella. Your default commission agreements for your PRBR. Julia will get it set up for you, too. So this is what your package policy should look like. It should have your auto and your home in for the lines. Without that PCK1, the download will not come through if it has that other line in there. It only wants the lines that you issued. Anybody have any questions on that? Because this is really important when you're adding in your policies. Your package policy has to be a package of more than one. All right, so now I'm going to, we're going to go ahead and we're going to update the stage 2 submitted. And it doesn't want me to. I'm going to leave it in process and see what I just did wrong on that. Brady said that hers are downloading with that package line in it. Brady, are they downloading automatically, or do you have to assign it out of suspense? We're only going to package these policies for the carriers that are a package. If the home and the auto, the umbrella are all the same policy number, you're going to enter them in as a package policy. Okay, so you're going to add them in as a package. There's only a few handful of carriers that do that. So that's what it's supposed to look like, the package. All right, Tasha's got a question. Go ahead, Tasha.
I was fixing one of Brian's CPPs because it wasn't quite complete with the line items. They only had the CPP line initially, so I went in and I not issued that line, and then I went to redo it and show them how to do it. And at the end, it would not let me update stage 2 submit, so we issued.
With just the CPP line, or you added in the other line?
After I added in the GL and the prop.
Okay, so you issued it. Did the download come through? The download will still come through even if it says issued.
I only changed it this morning, so I don't know yet.
All right, well, let me know. Email me that tomorrow, would you?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so we are going to, I'm going to try to put together a list of all the carriers that are writing with a package. I am not licensed in all of your states, so I'll have to call there and ask them if they're packaging policies or how they are working on that. Sometimes, the carriers don't want to talk to somebody that's not licensed, but I will try to find that out, so that would be very helpful. Thanks, Diane. All right. Brandy, Brandy's got a question. Go ahead, Brandy.
Hi.
You got a question?
Oh, in regards to the reports.
Oh,
that question.
Your hand was raised, so I just
Oh
wanted to
no,
see.
sorry. You can take it down.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any other questions on the package policy? Would you like me to go back through it one more time? Somebody raise their hand if they want me to go back through it, and I can do that. All right. Okay, so we're going to add a policy. We're going to add that PCK1. It's going to be in your branch, not in my training. And we're going to add in and the policy number, we're going to add in that date. That expiration date does not pull over like the other policies do. Remember, don't ever check this turn off policy download. If you do, your downloads are not going to come through. They actually disappear from suspense. So if you keep going in and requesting another download from a carrier, and you're like, dang, they keep telling me they're sending it, but I'm not getting it, check to see if your turn policy download is on, and then request it again. All right, so then you're going to use the GMAC and put in a premium, and then you're going to click detail. When you click detail, you're going to have to add in your lines of business. Okay, so add in your line of business. So if it's an auto and a home, you're going to add in your auto and your home, and you're going to put in your check the default commission agreement box, put in your premium, and always click calculate. If you don't have a percentage in here, put one in there, but they should all default for you, and click calculate. If you don't and you get your book of business report, you're going to see that the percentages on the premiums are 0 because it doesn't know what to pull for the percentage. And if you don't click this calculate button, it's not going to show that on your report. So sometimes when you guys get your reports, you might see those zeros on there. We're going to add another line. So we're going to add the home. And we're going to put in that premium. And we're going to click calculate. Mine came to 0 just because I don't have all the percentages in for my training. Remember to delete the PCK1. Delete that line, and then you're going to have your policies entered in. You should have your PRBR commission. If you don't, because you're working with several different branches, make sure that you add in your PRBR commissions. Make sure you're adding those in. You'll get an error if you don't. It'll tell you you are missing something. You need to add that in. All right, so let me go ahead. It didn't want me to update the stage 2 submitted. It did not. So I'm going to find out why it's not letting me update the stage 2 submitted. Can you write that down? To see if that is anybody noticing that when they're entering in policies that's an issue. It doesn't let you update the stage 2 submitted. I know Tasha had said something about that. So we're going to I want to look into that too. All right. You can add in, you don't have to choose the PCK1. You can choose the PPKG. You can choose whatever package you want to use. We have the CPP for commercial policy. You can add it in any way you want. It doesn't matter because you're going to delete that line. See where it says you're going to delete that. So it's only going to have in the lines of business that you have issued. All right, did that answer your question, Monica? So that should work. If it doesn't, let me know, shoot me an email, and we can take a look at that. But that's how you add in a package policy. And a lot of our carriers are doing that now. Some of the carriers are now changing the policy numbers at the renewal. So that's a whole other issue in itself. If you are working your past expiration reports, you will find any of the policies that possibly Travelers has changed their policy numbers before. Pekin's in the process of changing their policy numbers at renewal, and I think State Auto had done that before too. So that's a whole other issue. If anybody's having issues with that right now, please chat it in and I can show you in suspense how we're supposed to go through that and renew those policies and get those assigned out of suspense. All right, anybody have any questions on reports? Anybody? Everybody good with reports? I'll stay on the line here afterwards so I can help everybody individually, or if you're not available to stay on. Tomorrow I have the Epic, Epic Weekly Servicing Help. I have that scheduled for tomorrow. You can register for that at ASNOA.net and go into member services or go into the education, and you'll be able to sign up for that. But real quickly, I just want to go into suspense, and I want everybody to see my columns that I have set up. I know that when I was working with a couple of people, they didn't have the branch. They didn't have the branch on here. So if you don't have a column on here and you need to add in a column, over to the right in the blue, it says select column. You'll want to check that, click on that. That box is going to open and you want to make sure that you have that BRCH, okay? BRCH, and then click OK. And it usually comes through over here, and you can just drag these anywhere you want them. You can drag them around anywhere you want them, okay? So I want to show you how to search by your branch, because this is something that a lot of people have had questions about. So we are going to scroll where it says search where, the drop down, and click branch. I know I got some people chatting in that they are leaving because they already have that set up. So I just want to thank you. If you have to leave right now, go right ahead. I just want to thank you all for joining. The ones who want to stay on, I appreciate that as well. But thanks for joining. All right, so you're going to do the equals, okay? So you got your BRCH equals, and you're going to click find. It's going to pull up everything that's in suspense under your branch name. All right, so you have items that are in suspense. You can search by your branch. You can scroll through, assign those all out. Okay, go through them all. We have a lot under AIS because we have a lot of agents that have and work under our codes. So we have a lot of codes that we share. So when you're searching, you can search by your branch or you can search by your client's first name. Thanks, Tasha. I'll talk with you soon. All right. If you need to search by their first name, go in here and clear your filter and then change it to your account name. All right, so let's see if I'm in here. All right, so we're going to search by first name, and it's going to pull up everybody that has Laura in here. So you can assign these out. So see, this is a progressive. Progressives do not download with the branch code. So if you need to search by their first name, you can also search by their spouse's name. Some of the carriers, even though you went in and you issued it, let's say with Laura Hamilton, they might download it as with my husband's name, Ty, so they might download it as Ty Hamilton. So we can come in here and search by first name, which is going to probably pull up a lot. And he's just TY, so I would have to search through and look to see if anything came through. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on suspense? Does anybody have an item in suspense that they just don't know how to take it and get it out of here? We can go through that as well. All right, Monica does. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Laura. I have like two or three that I haven't been able to pull out. I've assigned them a couple times, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Um, so if you search for account name, it's TPMG.
T as in Tom,
Yep.
PP.
TPM as in Mary, G.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's take a look at it. Okay, so we got the new business, and it's showing it twice. So
No,
both.
they're two separate policies.
Oh yeah, I
One,
see that. Two separate ones. Okay, so we have found it, select existing, and we're going to update the existing. Are we sure? We are sure. Let's see what happens.
yeah, so I went through these steps yesterday and did it, but then it still didn't come through today, and they were back in suspense again today.
You know what? This is a new error that we are finding. So it's gone. Where did it go? We have no idea. So if I do the same one and I click find, it's going to disappear.
Yeah, it did the same thing. Uh-huh.
Will you write down this policy number? Can you see it? 6809M157690, and it's for MT or TPMG. All right, I'm going to look into this, Monica. There's something going on. I know that, when Epic does their first updates, there's some kinks, and they're always looking at everything. We keep a list of things that are going on, and this is one of them, that it just disappears and then it doesn't assign. So we need to follow up on that and find that policy. And I'll request another download and look into it and let you know when we have it updated. I apologize that is happening.
No problem. I'm glad it's not just me because I've done it like 3 times now, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? All right.
Not you at all.
I have one other one if you don't mind taking a look for James Curry. And his is a package policy, and I've assigned it multiple times, but it looks like it's going to assign it to him, but then the next couple days that I follow up on it, it's not downloading the way that they normally do. I've noticed that there's been policy changes that have been downloaded, but the initial ones aren't. That's why I was thinking maybe they're just like out of sequence or something.
Okay, what's his name?
James Curry.
All right,
Yeah.
so here's the fire policy. So let's take a look. So it's the new business one. Okay, so we have the home. It was entered in as a home, and then someone brought it in as a fire. Someone must have added a line or added a policy. So let's go to the next one. And let's find that. Because if that happens and you enter in a policy with the wrong line type, you have to re-enter that policy using the correct line type in order for the downloads to come through.
And then delete the initial one. So I was scared to delete them because some of the endorsements had downloaded. So I didn't know if I deleted them, what would happen then.
Okay, so here's the home. So see, we have to click the home, and then it's the new business. So we have to click the submitted.
Yeah, and so I've done that.
Let's see what happens. It might. Yeah.
That's what I've been getting.
All right, let me look into this one too. All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
Sorry for the problems.
No, I need to know what's going on with these problems. I'm going to screenshot that. Okay. All right, let me look into that one too, because it's the policy change. Where's the new business? Let me try that again. I think I might have missed the to vote on that. So we're going to go to home. I clicked the new business and it's a policy change. All right, so it just assigned those three as the package. So when you're assigning the policy out, and here, I'll clear that. I want to show you that one more time. Sure, now my
Yeah, so you assigned it to the policy change instead of the new business, I think.
Yeah.
So the policy changes have downloaded just fine. It's the new policies that haven't downloaded.
Huh. The new policies for all of your NatGens?
For this one specifically, like when I go into the
Okay.
auto part, it says the like the new part of the policy is not, it says it's not downloaded, but then the endorsement or revision is what has downloaded.
Okay. All right. Let me look at this one. This one I'm going to take a look at it, and I'll look in to see why those new business ones weren't coming up.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Do you have any other ones?
I do actually.
You're like, wait, Laura, I have a list.
Yeah. Well, I just have a couple that. No, actually, the only other question that I had is renters policies have to be entered as homeowners policies, correct?
Yes, if you have a renters or a condo policy, enter them into Epic as a home. That's how they're downloading from the carriers. If you're writing a mobile home, you need to put it in as that MBHM. If you're writing a motorcycle needs to be put in as an auto as well.
All right. So my primary reason for asking that is because I think I was told that during a training, so I've been doing it that way. But one of them that I did is rental and not home came in from Travelers like just fine, and it says that it's issued and downloaded. But another one with the exact same company at Travelers did not come in correctly, and I was just curious.
So sometimes they will download correctly. So you write a policy as a home, and it's put in as a renter's policy in Epic. Sometimes they will match up. We have it set to match up, so those will come through, but we're finding that sometimes they are not. They're telling you, nope, it's the wrong line type. You need to re-enter that into Epic, especially with a fire. If it's a fire policy, you put it in as a home, you have to re-enter it. Did that
Okay.
answer your question?
Yeah. So if it does say that it's issued and downloaded, it's completely fine to close the follow-up on download.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So I have one. Let's take a look at, Heather wants me to take a look at Tim. All right. Let's take a look at Tim and see if we can see why he is in suspense. Tim Niekamp, let's take a look. Here he is. All right, so I'm going to unmute you, Heather. Hi, Heather. Okay, so we have a progressive 6-month policy. So we want to take this policy, it's a renewal quote, and we have an out of sequence on this original policy that will not let anything else come through. So what we need to do first is we need to go in and locate this client. And we need to process that out of sequence item. Okay, so it's suspended. It stops all of our downloads from coming through. And we're going to go to Actions, and we're going to process download policy suspense item. We're going to accept it and click Finish. We're going to allow that download to come through. And my computer's taking a little slow here. I really appreciate you guys joining our session live with Laura today. It's fantastic that you guys are here. I'm hoping that I have answered some of your questions. All right, so let's go back through to procedures. Select existing, and we're going to update existing. Do we want to renew this policy? Yes, we do. So with Progressive, a renewal quote. So your policy automatically renews. It sends the download. And when your client pays, if they pay in full or maybe they're paying EFT and their premium changes, Progressive will send over the actual renewal. And they send over the renewal. So what we'll do is, let's see if we're able to select that at the same time so it brings those over. And there we go. All right. Heather, I hope that answered your question. We got that one out of suspense. So if you guys have any other questions, please let me know. Or if you need me to help set up any of your reports, I can do that now, or go back through any other package policy questions, whatever you need. Hi, Brandy.
Hey, Laura.
How
Did
are
you?
you?
Oh, good, good. Thank you. Did you see my note about on that client list report that you showed us where to go and do that stuff? Is there a way to set up where we can send like I guess a mass email to these clients? With marketing information like end of year stuff or anything like that if they have a email address?
Absolutely. We can run any reports that you may, you want to mark it out to, what'd you say, Nat Jen?
No,
Say that one more,
just in
say it one
general.
more time.
Just in general, like if we wanted to send them like happy holidays instead of sending them actual like physical cards, if we wanted to email them that, or if let's say, hey, the end of the year is coming, don't forget we offer, all of these different policies, that kind of a thing.
Absolutely. You can market to any of your clients within Epic for free to go if you're sending them an email. So what will happen is we would generate a report that would let you know which clients are set up correctly in Epic in order to receive them. So we have to have our clients set up. I am going to click here. So if you have your client's email address, we need that primary contact to be set up for servicing and marketing to email. Do you see where it says preferred? Do you see that?
Yes.
I'll run a report that will show you, oh yeah, you don't have their email, you have to change it to mail. So what will happen is we would set up that marketing campaign. You give me the letter you want to send out. I'll import it into templates for you. And then we will send it out. Whoever doesn't have an email address, then it would print on your printer and you would have to mail it to them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So what I basically need to do is come up with what we want to do and then email it to you, and then you would help us from there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'll put that letter, I'll put it in our template, whatever it may be. Let you proof it, of course, and then we'll get it all set up.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for joining today. Hello, Dawson. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, Laura. How are you?
Fantastic. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hi. What can I help you with?
I just need help with changing the branch code. I accidentally entered some of the policies in a wrong code.
Okay. So when you are entering in policies, some of the carriers, for anybody out there is not understanding, when Missouri goes in and they enter in a all-state policy, because they are licensed out there and appointed with them, they can put that in. Or if you have different branches for your agencies, we put in all of the branches. So like, for instance, for Dawson, he puts his branch in under his own branch. Even though he is working under another affiliate, he has his own branch. Everything goes underneath there. But if you accidentally put one in, we need to copy those policies over to the other branch. You got a for instance, Dawson?
Yes. Baiji, B as in boy, Haiji.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Which one?
This second one.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to click on account details because I want to see who you have this listed in. Okay, so you have both of these listed.
Uh-huh.
We want to put it in here because you are 6. So let's go ahead and take a look at these policies. And you have all of these policies entered in
SL2.
and 2. So we're going to highlight this policy and go to actions, and we're going to copy this policy, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to copy this policy to the current account.
Mm-hmm.
But now we want to change it to 6. So we're going to put it in your branch now.
Okay.
And then we're going to type in the policy number. Everything looks good. We got that all in. And then we're going to click detail. So this is going to take the policy that you had in SL2 and it's going to put it in your SL6.
Okay, then do I delete the original entry?
Hold on one second, let me take a look at it. And the reason why we copy it is because if you have any policies that downloaded, we want to make sure that all that loadable information comes through. So let's take a look at it. So this is the one we entered in. This is the one we don't want. And you issued it, so now we need to cancel it.
Okay.
So in those instructions that I sent you, it should show how to flat cancel the policies in the wrong structures. And if you want, we can keep going through these, and then you can go through them. You can do the next one.
Okay. So
right,
you have to delete it. So
yeah,
cancel.
we can't delete it because it's already issued. So we have to go ahead and we have to cancel it. So we want to put 3 asterisks after the policy number because we don't want any downloads to come through, or we don't want accounting to pay commission on a policy that's in the wrong structure. So we have it in here. So now it's in process and we have to issue the cancellation now. Change that status description to canceled. So now it's going to fall off and you'll see it on the back end. So it's right here.
Yes.
Now it's canceled with the asterisk, and this is the wrong branch. So this one is issued and it has all the correct information. So if you would like to, let's go ahead and let's copy this policy over.
Okay.
So go ahead. Oh, wait a second.
So highlight it and copy the policy.
I have to give you. All right. Can you use your mouse on my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead and go to actions and you're going to copy that policy.
Action and copy. copy the policy.
To the current account.
To current account.
And then you're going to go look to the right and you're going to change that branch to your SL6 branch. And now you have to put in the policy number. So if you grab the top of that screen and drag it down a little.
Okay, so this one is
Here.
Oh,
There you go.
number.
And then go ahead and type in that policy number, the MOA.
MOA
33579.
33579. Okay, then
Check the default commission agreement box. And then click detail. And then you're going to go ahead and click finish. This is an activity just letting you know that you are copying the policy.
okay. So here you
Nope, no. Just go ahead and click finish. And then finish again. And then you're going to X out of the policy over to the left. And then you're going to click yes.
finish. Is it? No, yes.
Yes. And then you're going to issue the policy. And then click finish. Okay. And then finish again. And finish again. Got a lot of activities when you're copying over a policy.
Okay.
Okay. So you just copied that SL2 policy into your SL6. So now you're going to highlight the SL2 one right above it. And now we need to, we're going to flat cancel this policy. So we're going to go to action and we're going to cancel. And the effective date of the cancellation is going to be the effective date of the policy. So where it says the cancellation date, you're going to put in 10/16/2018. And then in the description, just put in their wrong structure.
Okay.
And then go ahead and click detail. Either one, detail or finish, whichever you click. There we go. And then close out of that status. Where it says open and close status is open, change that to close. Close, there you go. And then click finish. And then click yes. And then click on servicing and billing over to the left.
Servicing.
And then you're going to put 3 asterisks after the policy number.
Okay, and it's 3X's policy number.
3 asterisks, yes. Perfect. And now you're going to X out of that. And then the very last step is going to be go to actions and issue the cancellation. Now you got to change that status description where it says new. You got to change that to CAN for cancel, down below in the red box.
CAN.
And you can type that in on your keyboard, CAN, or scroll up to see. It's the very top one, CAN. Perfect. And then click finish.
Finish again.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
Okay, and just one more, just to remind me, we talked about getting this, assigning the policies in suspense.
Okay.
Could you just quickly tell me how to go to the list?
Sure. You want to do that on your screen, or do you want me to just show you on mine?
You could show you on yours.
Okay. So from the home screen,
Yes.
you want to go to procedures.
Mhm.
Let me get out of it. Let me start fresh so you can see where you're at. So you want to go to the downloads. You're going to go to, from the home screen, click on procedures. And it's interface management, assign items in suspense, or it might be right here in your procedures. So assign items in suspense and click run over to the far right.
Okay. I got it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And then now it comes up, and you can always search by your branch or by the issuing location. So let's see. So let's type in your issuing location. So you can search and just go through Missouri and just scroll through and look to see if any of those are yours.
Okay.
I
Sure.
always
Thank you.
suggest that everybody do that at least, maybe once a week, go through by their state and look for anything that could be theirs.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining our first Live with Laura. I greatly appreciate your time. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and ask that you fill out our evaluation that will be emailed to you after we close the session. So thank you once again. I greatly appreciate you all joining today. Have a great afternoon.